If Napoleon Hill were alive today, success principles for the digital age. Picture this. The year is 2025. Napoleon Hill, the legendary author of Think and Grow Rich, suddenly appears in our modern world. He's holding a smartphone for the first time, watching entrepreneurs build million-dollar businesses from their laptops, seeing people become millionaires through social media. What would he say? What wisdom would he share? The truth is, human nature hasn't changed. The principles of success remain the same. But the tools, the speed, and the opportunities? They've exploded beyond anything Hill could have imagined when he interviewed Andrew Carnegie in 1908. Let me take you on a journey through Napoleon Hill's timeless principles, reimagined for our digital age. This isn't just theory. This is practical wisdom you can apply today, right now, to transform your life in ways that would seem like magic to someone from Hill's era. The power of definite purpose in a distracted world. Napoleon Hill would be shocked. Absolutely shocked. Not by our technology, but by our lack of focus. In his day, distractions were limited. Today, we carry a device that contains every distraction known to humanity. Hill's first principle was having a definite chief aim. One burning desire that consumes your thoughts. But here's what he'd tell you today: your competition isn't other people anymore. It's the notification that just buzzed. It's the endless scroll. It's the 1,000 opportunities screaming for your attention every single day. Think about it. The average person checks their phone 96 times per day. That's once every 10 minutes. How can you build an empire when your mind is fragmented into 6-minute intervals? Hill would grab you by the shoulders and say, choose one thing. Not 10 side hustles. Not 5 different business ideas. One definite purpose that makes you jump out of bed every morning. But here's where it gets interesting. In the digital age, that one thing can scale infinitely. Hill interviewed steel magnates who needed massive factories. You need a laptop and Wi-Fi. Your definite purpose can reach billions of people from your bedroom. The modern application is this: write your definite chief aim in your phone's lock screen. Every time you reach for that device, you're reminded why you're here. Every notification becomes a test. Does this serve my purpose, or is it stealing my destiny? The Mastermind Alliance goes global. When Hill wrote about the mastermind principle, he meant physically meeting with a group of ambitious individuals. Coordinating schedules. Traveling to meet. It was difficult, expensive, time-consuming. Today, Hill would be absolutely mind-blown. You can mastermind with billionaires through their podcasts. You can join virtual masterminds with people from Tokyo, London, and Sao Paulo simultaneously. You can access the thoughts of the world's greatest minds through their tweets, videos, and live streams. But here's what Hill would warn you about: digital connection without real coordination is just sophisticated loneliness. 1,000 LinkedIn connections who don't know your struggles aren't a mastermind. They're a mirage. The real power of modern mastermind isn't in consuming content. It's in creating accountability partnerships through technology. Hill would tell you to form a WhatsApp group with 4 people who check in every single morning. Share your goals on Instagram stories and let social pressure drive you forward. Start a YouTube channel documenting your journey and let your audience become your accountability army. Remember what Hill said: no two minds ever come together without thereby creating a third, invisible, intangible force which may be likened to a third mind. Now imagine that principle multiplied by the power of the internet. You're not just creating a third mind, you're potentially creating a collective consciousness with thousands of people aligned to your vision. Faith and autosuggestion in the information age. This is where Hill would have the most to say. In his era, negative influences were limited to your immediate environment. A critical parent, a cynical friend, the local newspaper. Today, you're bombarded with negativity from 7 billion people. Every failure, every disaster, every reason why you can't succeed is pushed to your phone 24 hours a day. The challenge of maintaining faith has never been greater. Hill would revolutionize his autosuggestion techniques for the digital age. Instead of just repeating affirmations in the mirror, he'd tell you to transform your entire digital environment. Unfollow everyone who doesn't inspire you. Use apps to block negative websites. Set your phone to airplane mode during your morning routine. But here's the game changer: Hill would recognize that technology can amplify autosuggestion beyond anything he imagined. Create a vision board on Pinterest that you see every time you open your browser. Record your affirmations and set them as hourly alarms. Use AI to write personalized motivation based on your specific goals. The principle remains the same: your subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between real and imagined. But now, you can program it with precision tools that would seem like sorcery to Hill's generation. Specialized knowledge, the great equalizer. This would bring tears to Napoleon Hill's eyes. Literal tears of joy. In his day, specialized knowledge required years of formal education, expensive tutors, or rare apprenticeships. Knowledge was hoarded by the elite. Today, a kid in rural Kansas can learn coding from Silicon Valley's best engineers on YouTube. A single mom in Detroit can master digital marketing through free online courses. The entire repository of human knowledge sits in your pocket. But Hill would immediately spot the danger: information without implementation is mental obesity. You're gorging on knowledge but starving for wisdom. The average person consumes 5 times more information daily than someone in 1980. But are we 5 times more successful? Hill's modern advice would be surgical: stop learning broadly and start learning deeply. Pick one skill that directly serves your definite purpose. Master it completely before moving on. In the digital age, being top 1% at one thing beats being average at 20 things. He'd tell you to use the 90-day sprint method. Pick one online course, one mentor to follow, one skill to develop. Block everything else. The internet's blessing is access to all knowledge. Its curse is the temptation to learn everything while mastering nothing. Imagination, your gateway to digital empires. Hill divided imagination into 2 types: synthetic and creative. Synthetic imagination arranges old ideas in new combinations. Creative imagination connects with infinite intelligence for truly original ideas. In today's world, Hill would be fascinated by how technology amplifies both. Synthetic imagination now has AI as a partner. You can combine ideas at the speed of thought, test concepts virtually, and iterate faster than ever before. But here's what's revolutionary: the barrier between imagination and reality has almost disappeared. Hill's generation needed massive capital to test an idea. You can mock up a product in Canva, test it with Facebook ads, and validate your imagination with real customer data in 48 hours. Hill would tell you that in the digital age, your imagination is literally your only limit. Every app started as someone's imagination. Every online business began as a thought. The distance between idea and implementation has shrunk from years to days. The modern practice Hill would recommend: spend 30 minutes daily in what he'd call digital silence. No screens. Just a notebook. Let your creative imagination flow without the influence of others' ideas. Then use technology to execute at lightning speed. Decision speed is the new currency. Hill observed that successful people make decisions quickly and change them slowly. Failed people make decisions slowly and change them quickly. In the digital age, this principle has intensified tenfold. Hill would be amazed at how speed has become everything. The first mover advantage online can mean the difference between millions and bankruptcy. While you're deliberating, someone else is already executing. But here's the paradox Hill would point out: we have more data than ever to make decisions, yet we're more paralyzed than ever. Analysis paralysis has become an epidemic. People spend months choosing the perfect domain name while their competitors are already making sales. Hill's modern decision-making framework would be this: set a timer for major decisions. 24 hours maximum. Gather data for 23 hours, then decide. For minor decisions, 24 seconds. The cost of a wrong decision you can quickly correct is nothing compared to the cost of no decision at all. He'd tell you to use technology to make decisions faster, not slower. Use AI to analyze options. Set up systems that force decisions through deadlines. Make your decisions public on social media so you can't back out. Persistence, the algorithm of success. This principle would fascinate Hill in the digital age. In his era, persistence meant knocking on the same doors repeatedly. Today, persistence can be automated, scaled, and systematized. But here's what Hill would immediately recognize: the need for persistence hasn't decreased, it's increased. The internet creates an illusion of overnight success. You see the highlight reel, not the 100 failed videos before someone went viral. You see the launch, not the 1,000 lines of code that didn't work. Hill would be brutal about this: the internet has made quitting easier than ever. One click and you can delete everything. One bad comment and you might never post again. The digital age requires a different kind of persistence despite invisible audiences, metrics that don't move, and competition from every corner of the globe. His modern persistence prescription: document everything publicly. Make quitting embarrassing. Use apps to track streaks. Automate your consistency so persistence doesn't require daily willpower. Schedule your content. Systematize your outreach. Make persistence your default, not your decision. The subconscious mind, programming your mental algorithm. Hill understood the subconscious as a garden that grows whatever seeds you plant. Today, he'd see it as an algorithm that runs whatever code you install. The terrifying reality Hill would confront: tech companies are programming your subconscious every second. Every app is designed by behavioral psychologists to hijack your mind. Your thoughts aren't even your own anymore, they're influenced by algorithms optimizing for engagement, not your success. Hill would become a digital warrior for mental sovereignty. He'd tell you to treat your attention like a fortress. Use app blockers religiously. Turn your phone grayscale to break the dopamine loop. Delete social apps from your phone and only check them on desktop. But here's the opportunity: you can now program your subconscious with unprecedented precision. Use apps like Calm for guided visualization. Play affirmations while you sleep through smart speakers. Use binaural beats to induce specific mental states. Hill would see these as power tools for mental programming. The practice he'd insist on: every night before sleep, instead of scrolling, write 3 wins from the day in a digital journal. Let success be the last thing your subconscious processes. Every morning, before checking any device, speak your definite purpose aloud 3 times. The brain, broadcasting and receiving in the digital frequency. Hill believed the brain was both a broadcasting and receiving station for thought. He'd be absolutely vindicated by our wireless world. We're literally surrounded by invisible signals carrying information through the air. In the modern context, Hill would expand this principle explosively. Your thoughts aren't just broadcasting to the universe, they're broadcasting to the algorithm. What you search, click, and engage with determines what the digital world sends back to you. You're training the internet to either elevate or diminish you. Hill would tell you to be ruthlessly intentional about your digital consumption. The algorithm is neutral. Feed it success content, and it will flood you with opportunities. Feed it entertainment, and it will drown you in distraction. The modern practice: spend 1 week deliberately searching only for content related to your definite purpose. Watch how the entire internet reshapes itself around your goal. Your brain's receiving station will suddenly pick up opportunities that were always there but invisible to your previous frequency. The sixth sense, intuition in the information age. He'll save this principle for last, calling it the apex of his philosophy. He described it as the portion of the subconscious mind that receives impressions from infinite intelligence. In our hyper-connected world, Hill would make a startling observation: we've never been more connected to information, yet more disconnected from intuition. The constant input drowns out the subtle voice of inner wisdom. But here's what's remarkable: technology can actually enhance intuition when used correctly. Data can confirm what your gut tells you. Analytics can validate your hunches. AI can process patterns your conscious mind misses, feeding your intuition with deeper insights. Hill's prescription for developing digital age intuition: create mandatory silence periods. Use airplane mode as a spiritual practice. Schedule intuition hours where you disconnect completely and listen to the subtle impressions that only come in stillness. He'd tell you that in an age where everyone has access to the same information, intuition becomes your only true competitive advantage. The next big idea won't come from another YouTube video. It will come from the silence between the noise. Sexual transmutation, channeling energy in the dopamine economy. This was Hill's most controversial principle, but in today's world, it would be his most urgent warning. He understood that sexual energy was creative energy that could be channeled toward achievement. Today, that energy is being harvested at an industrial scale. Every platform is designed to trigger desire. Every thumbnail, every ad, every notification is engineered to activate your primal drives and convert them into engagement metrics. Hill would be horrified but not surprised. He'd see this as the greatest theft in human history: the stealing of creative potential through digital stimulation. The average young man watches pornography 87 times per year. That's 87 sessions of creative energy dissolved into pixels. Hill's modern protocol would be strict: use website blockers not just for productivity, but for energy preservation. Transform your feeds to show only content that inspires creation, not consumption. Channel the energy you save into building your empire. He'd introduced the concept of digital celibacy, periods where you abstain from all stimulating content to rebuild your creative reserves. That uncomfortable restlessness you feel without your phone? That's creative energy demanding expression. Use it. Overcoming the 6 ghosts of fear in the digital age. Hill identified 6 basic fears that hold people back. In the digital age, each has mutated into something more insidious. The fear of poverty now includes the fear of missing out on the next cryptocurrency boom or viral opportunity. Hill would tell you that chasing every trend ensures you'll master none. Digital wealth requires depth, not breadth. The fear of criticism has weaponized into cancel culture and online trolling. One wrong tweet can destroy a reputation. Hill would advise building your fortress before you build your audience. Establish your principles so firmly that no criticism can shake them. The fear of ill health has exploded through WebMD and health anxiety forums. Every symptom is catastrophized through Google searches. Hill would prescribe information fasting: stop researching symptoms and start building vitality through action. The fear of loss of love manifests through dating apps and social media comparison. Everyone seems to have better relationships online. Hill would remind you that digital representations aren't reality. Focus on depth over display. The fear of old age appears as ageism in tech and the obsession with youth culture online. Hill would point out that experience is more valuable than ever in a world drowning in amateur content. Your age is your advantage if you position it correctly. The fear of death has transformed into the fear of digital irrelevance. People panic about their online legacy. Hill would say your real legacy is the value you create, not the metrics you accumulate. The prosperity mindset in the attention economy. Hill preached prosperity consciousness, the belief that there's more than enough for everyone. This principle faces its greatest test in the digital age where attention seems zero-sum. If they're watching someone else, they're not watching you. But Hill would reveal a profound truth: the internet hasn't created scarcity, it's revealed infinite abundance. There are 7 billion people online. You only need 1,000 true fans to build an empire. The pie isn't shrinking, it's expanding exponentially. The modern prosperity practice: celebrate your competitors' success publicly. Share others' content generously. Build platforms that elevate everyone. In the digital age, prosperity consciousness isn't just spiritual, it's strategic. The algorithm rewards those who create value for others. Building your digital empire, the Hill Method 2025. If Napoleon Hill were designing a success system for today, here's exactly what he'd tell you to do. Start with crystal clarity. Write your definite chief aim in 50 words or less. Make it so clear that a 10-year-old could understand it. This becomes your North Star in the chaos of infinite options. Build your digital mastermind strategically. Find 4 people pursuing similar goals. Create a private group chat. Meet virtually every week. Share metrics, not just dreams. Hold each other accountable to specific actions, not vague intentions. Design your environment for autosuggestion. Change your phone wallpaper to your goal. Set hourly reminders of your affirmations. Replace your music playlist with educational podcasts. Make success the default input to your brain. Choose one platform to dominate. Not 5. 1. Whether it's YouTube, LinkedIn, or TikTok, become the absolute master of that single platform. Hill would say the internet rewards specialists, not generalists. Create content consistently. Hill would see content creation as the modern equivalent of thought broadcasting. Every piece of content is a thought seed planted in millions of minds. Plant daily, harvest inevitably. Monetize through service, not schemes. The internet is full of get-rich-quick promises. Hill would remind you that sustainable wealth comes from providing genuine value. Solve real problems for real people. Track everything ruthlessly. In Hill's day, success was often unmeasurable until it arrived. Today, you can track every click, conversion, and cent. Use data to validate intuition, not replace it. The future according to Hill's principles. Looking forward, Hill would make bold predictions about where success is heading. Artificial intelligence won't replace human creativity, it will amplify it. Those who learn to dance with AI while maintaining their human intuition will dominate. The future belongs to cyborgs of consciousness, humans enhanced by technology but not replaced by it. The metaverse and virtual worlds will create unprecedented opportunities. Hill would see these as new frontiers where imagination literally becomes reality. Early adopters who establish presence in virtual worlds will be the Carnegies of the digital age. Blockchain and decentralization will democratize wealth creation. Hill dreamed of a world where anyone could access the principles of success. He'd see cryptocurrency and DeFi as the fulfillment of that dream, financial systems that don't discriminate based on your background. But he'd also warn, technology without principles is destruction amplified. The same tools that can build empires can destroy souls. Your character must grow faster than your capabilities, or success will become your prison. Your call to digital destiny. If Napoleon Hill could speak to you directly right now, here's what he'd say: you live in the most extraordinary time in human history. Your ancestors would have considered your smartphone magic. You have access to all human knowledge, connection to billions of people, and tools to create anything you can imagine. Yet most of you are using these miracles to watch cat videos and argue with strangers. Wake up. Wake up. You're living in the age of infinite leverage. One person with a laptop can build what used to require thousands of employees. One idea, executed well, can reach billions overnight. But the principles haven't changed. You still need a burning desire. You still need faith when everyone doubts you. You still need persistence when the metrics don't move. You still need to provide value to receive value. The difference is speed and scale. What took my generation decades, you can achieve in years. What we measured in thousands, you can measure in millions. But only if you apply the principles with digital discipline. Stop waiting for permission. The gatekeepers are dead. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. They don't exist. Stop waiting for guarantees. The only guarantee is that waiting guarantees failure. Your smartphone isn't just a device. It's a portal to unlimited possibility. Your internet connection isn't just bandwidth. It's a bridge to billions of souls seeking solutions you can provide. Your social media isn't just entertainment. It's a broadcasting station for your thoughts to reshape reality. But you must choose. Choose focus over fragmentation. Choose creation over consumption. Choose persistence over pivoting. Choose principles over tactics. The digital age hasn't made success easier. It's made it faster for those who commit completely. The half-hearted will be destroyed by distraction. The fully committed will build empires from their bedroom. Which will you be? The choice isn't tomorrow. The choice is the next click. Will it be toward your definite purpose or away from it? Will you open an app that serves your dream or steals it? Will you create something that matters or consume something that doesn't? Napoleon Hill spent 20 years studying success. You can access all that knowledge in 20 seconds. But knowledge without action is the beginning of delusion. Information without implementation is intellectual entertainment. The time for learning is over. The time for doing is now. Your ancestors crossed oceans for opportunity. You just need to cross the room to your laptop. They fought wars for freedom. You just need to fight your own resistance. They built railways to connect nations. You just need to build a website to connect with the world. You have everything Hill's generation died trying to create. Universal education through YouTube University. Global communication through social media. Unlimited opportunity through digital entrepreneurship. The only thing missing is your decision to use it. Make that decision now. Not after this video. Not tomorrow. Now. Open another tab and take the first action toward your definite purpose. Send that email. Buy that domain. Post that content. Start that conversation. Because if Napoleon Hill were alive today, he wouldn't be watching videos about success. He'd be creating them. He wouldn't be consuming content. He'd be building empires. He wouldn't be waiting for the perfect moment. He'd recognize that this moment, this exact moment, is the only moment that exists. The principles are eternal. The tools are revolutionary. The opportunity is unprecedented. The only variable is you. What would Napoleon Hill do if he were alive today? He'd do exactly what he did then: study success, codify principles, and share them generously. But he'd do it at digital speed, with global reach, creating value at a scale that would have seemed impossible in his wildest imagination. The question isn't what would Napoleon Hill do? The question is, what will you do? His principles are your inheritance. The digital age is your playground. Success is your birthright, but only if you claim it. Stop thinking and start doing. Stop planning and start building. Stop learning and start earning. The world is waiting for what you have to offer. But it won't wait forever. The algorithm refreshes every second. Opportunity has an expiration date. The time is now. Napoleon Hill gave you the principles. The digital age gave you the tools. The only thing left is for you to give yourself permission to succeed at a level that would make Hill himself proud. That permission slip is signed with action, not intention. Go sign it. Right now. Your empire awaits, and it's only one click away. This is the message Napoleon Hill would burn into your consciousness if he could reach through time and grab you by the shoulders. The principles that made Carnegie, Ford, and Edison into legends are the same principles that will make you successful in the digital age. But you must apply them with the urgency of someone who understands that we live in the most opportunity-rich moment in human history. The internet hasn't changed human nature. People still want solutions to their problems. They still seek connection, growth, and meaning. They still respond to value, authenticity, and persistence. The only thing that's changed is your ability to reach them at scale, at speed, and with precision that would seem like sorcery to Hill's generation. Your success is not a question of if, but when. And that when is determined by one factor: when will you stop preparing to live and start living? When will you stop studying success and start creating it? When will you stop watching others build empires and start building your own? Napoleon Hill is not alive today. But his principles are more alive than ever. They're waiting in every algorithm, every platform, every piece of technology you touch. They're embedded in the very fabric of the digital age, rewards for those bold enough to apply them with consistency and courage. The last words Hill would leave you with are these: whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. In the digital age, that statement isn't just inspiring. It's literally true. Your conception can become code. Your belief can become a brand. Your achievement can become algorithmic, scaling while you sleep. But only if you start. Only if you persist. Only if you apply these principles with the dedication of someone who understands that they're holding a winning lottery ticket in the form of a smartphone and an internet connection. The revolution won't be televised because it will be live streamed. And you can either watch it or lead it. Napoleon Hill would tell you that in the digital age, there's no such thing as a spectator. You're either creating or you're being consumed. You're either broadcasting or you're just noise. Choose to broadcast. Choose to create. Choose to apply these timeless principles with modern tools. Choose to become the success story that someone studies 100 years from now, wondering how you had the vision to see opportunity where others saw only obstacles. Napoleon Hill studied success for 20 years to write one book. You can build a successful business in less time than it took him to research. That's the power of the digital age. That's the opportunity sitting in your pocket right now. Use it. Honor Hill's legacy by applying his principles at a scale he could never have imagined. Become the proof that these principles don't just work, they work better than ever when amplified by technology and applied with absolute commitment. The digital age is waiting for your contribution. Napoleon Hill provided the blueprint. The only question remaining is, when will you start building? The answer should be now. This second. This moment. Because in the attention economy, hesitation is elimination. In the digital age, the best time to plant a tree isn't 20 years ago. It's right now, because digital trees grow at the speed of light when planted in the soil of proven principles. Napoleon Hill would end with this: success is not an accident in any age. It's a decision followed by disciplined action aligned with universal principles. The digital age hasn't changed that truth. It's only amplified the rewards for those who understand and apply it. Your journey to success doesn't begin with your first viral video or your first $1,000 online. It begins with your decision to apply Hill's principles with the tools of today. Everything else is just the inevitable unfolding of cause and effect, amplified by the greatest lever humanity has ever created, the internet. The principles are timeless. The tools are powerful. The opportunity is unlimited. The only limit is your willingness to apply what you know with the consistency that success demands and the digital age rewards. Napoleon Hill's ghost isn't haunting the internet. But his principles are. They're in every successful YouTube channel, every thriving online business, every digital empire built from nothing but an idea and unstoppable persistence. Join them. Not tomorrow. Not after you feel ready. Now. Because in the digital age, ready is a luxury you can't afford. Start before you're ready, and let the principles guide you to success at a speed that would have seemed impossible just one generation ago. This is Napoleon Hill's message for the modern age. Not a new philosophy, but the old philosophy weaponized with new tools. Not different principles, but the same principles applied at digital scale. The future belongs to those who can bridge timeless wisdom with modern technology. That bridge exists in your mind, waiting to be crossed. Cross it now, and discover that success in the digital age isn't harder than in Hill's time. It's faster, bigger, and more accessible than ever before. But only for those who act. Only for those who apply. Only for those who understand that principles plus technology plus persistence equals unlimited possibility. That possibility is calling your name. Answer it with action, and watch as Napoleon Hill's principles transform your digital presence into a legacy that lasts long after the last server shuts down.